Hello there, it's Jay here from Jay's Vintage Junk, and is everyone cold enough today? It is freezing. I'm sat in the workshop and I've got my heater literally underneath my legs trying to keep warm. Well, anyway, I took a trip down to Smithfield Market this morning and picked a few little bits and bats up, so I thought we'd just do a quick car boot sale pickups video, and I'll show you what I grabbed today. Not a huge lot or anything, but a few interesting little bits. First things first, and these all come off the same stall, and it's a stall that I get quite a lot of stuff off, to be honest, and it always gives me a really fair price. But anyway, we'll start off. When was the last time you saw one of them on a car boot sale? So, nothing fancy, nothing special, but I was actually in need of one. Basically for the discs that I use down here in the workshop. I've currently got all, DOS and things like that in a drawer there, and it's not the most convenient. I'd rather have them in a disc box. Anyway, basically the disc box was £2, and I got all the discs in it just for free. He said he wanted £2 for the disc box, and if I wanted the discs, take them, if not, chuck them on the stall. So obviously I took them. Anyway, I don't think there's anything really fancy or sought after in here. Like I said, I bought it for the disc box, and £2 for a disc box nowadays, you can't really go wrong. And it's a nice one, a little bit yellow, but I'm not worried about that. There's no cracks or damage to it. Unfortunately, the key, it did come with a key. It's not the right key for this disc box. It doesn't turn it. I'm not bothered about that at all, to be honest, because I have no need to lock them. Anyway, let's see if we've got any little gems in here. I very much doubt it, but there might be some little gems in here. Obviously, there's a very good chance that none of these discs will work, depending on how they've been stored. That's why I say I'm not really that mired about the discs. It was the actual disc box itself that I really wanted. But we've got, yeah, I can see already these discs are going to be no use. If you open them up like that, you can actually see the mould deposits actually on the disc there. I can see them straight away. So these have obviously been kept in less than oh yeah, they're bad. Yeah, they are quite bad. So I don't think any of these discs will be any use, but we'll see what we've got anyway. So we've got a mouse driver. We've got another mouse driver. That one might be okay. Essentially what you need to do, if you slide the little shutter back and you just rotate the disc, and what you're looking for are like little white mould deposits actually on the surface of the disc. I'm not sure about that one. Oh yeah, I can see them now. Yeah, that's nasty. So these are basically no good. It's a shame really, but like I said, I didn't really get it for the disc because I got it for the disc box. But let's see what we've got anyway. So we've got a couple of mouse drivers. Microsoft DOS version 5, disc 1 of 1. What's that? Microsoft IntelliPoint for the Microsoft mouse. So we've got some mouse drivers, more mouse drivers. Okay, I'm sure there'll be, yeah, really nasty discs. Oh, what's a oh. We've got, unfortunately, again in terrible condition, but we've got MS-DOS version 6 there. Plus enhanced tools. We've got, yeah, and we've got the complete set as well. The discs, like I said, the labels have gone bad, but disc 2 and disc 3. Like I said, it's just a shame that, like I say, these will be in the same condition. Actually, that one doesn't look too terrible. These might be worth looking at later. Certainly, perhaps stick the labels back on. But we've got MS-DOS version 6 there. ESS Technology, that was a sound card manufacturer, weren't it? Audio rack. Again, Yeah, full of little mould deposits, so no good. Diskette, that's OS2 warp. Audio XL. Zip install for the Macintosh. Then we've got Sound 3D. What's that? Oh, it's like a sound card driver, I think. Yeah, some more sound card drivers. Let's see what else we've got in here. US Robotics modem drivers. And nicely, what's that? Oh, John's data disk. We've got John's data disk. I think John's data disk doesn't look too terrible, actually. The problem with these is if you put them in a disk drive and try to read them with this mould on the disk, what you end up doing is just contaminating the heads on your disk drive. And then you have to strip down your disk drive and clean the gunk off the heads before it'll read again. So you really do want to make sure that it's not got that mould on it before you try it in the computer. That actually doesn't look like it has. But we've got the dividers as well for the disc box, which I never really used to bother using back in the day, but actually now they are kind of handy, especially when I've perhaps got Mac stuff and PC stuff and DOS stuff all in one disc box like this, just down in the workshop for use. I can actually, you know, label up what's what. Let's see what else we've got in here. Oh, we seem to have a mystery thing in the bottom. Right, I've got some more of them. Get through the last of these discs. Diskette checkout. That's cool. So if you remove a disc from the box, you can check when the... Right, what else have we got here? Oh, another... Or is that the same one? I can't remember. But we've got DOS version 5 there. A Tappy device driver for DOS and Windows. Sound Blaster CD installation. NEC CDR237 software driver, so I assume that's a CD-ROM driver, a CDR driver. What have we got here now? Last discs. John's data disc number 1. Also, we've got 2 of John's data discs. And that one actually, that's pretty manky in there. That won't be going in a drive unless I clean it. It won't even turn. That's another thing, when it gets really bad, it actually sticks. Yeah, that won't even turn. It actually sticks the media to the material on the inside of the drive, on the inside of the disc. When your drive eventually does try and spin, it'll either damage your drive or completely wreck the disc. So I mean, that's no good really. What else have we got here? We've got a CD setup. Oh, and then a DOS boot disc with various you know, MSCDX or CD drivers on it and stuff. But we've got another set of them. We've got some disc labels. I've not seen them in a long time. I'll cut some disc labels. Got some small disc labels for 5 1/4 inch discs. Oh, we've got some more disc labels. If the glue's still alright on them, they might actually be quite handy. Even more disc labels. Let's see what the glue's like. See if one will peel up and see if the glue's still good. Because that's the problem with these, after sitting for so long. It does have some stick to it, but I don't think they stay on discs any longer without me putting some spray, you know, additional glue on them. And then we have, I presume it had a, actually that might be quite handy for some leads or something. Yeah, I'll keep that for some test leads. That'd make a nice little test lead bag. I presume it had trust, so it probably had a webcam or something like that in it. I'll set that to one side because I do have a use for that. And I'll put these in here. It goes in like that. Oh, we're one missing. What a shame. Well, that's not bad, is it? Can't beat that for £2. I'll stick these discs back in there for now, but most of these will probably, unfortunately, just end up in the bin. But they were free, you know, it were worth a try just to see whether there was anything interesting there. I didn't bother going through them, you know, on the stall or anything. Like frankly, when you said £2 for the box, I just got £2 out and give it him. We'll stick them away. Oh, I don't want to lose them, just in case there's something I can do with them DOS discs, because they are originals. They are original MS-DOS version 6 discs, so I do have the original. You know, these might be I might be able to do something even if it's just with the labels there, because I can get the images. That's not a problem. And the disc's just a disc. If I could image them and then put these labels on, I'd have a nice set of original MS-DOS version 6 installation discs. So we'll just throw them. I'll throw that in because that's the type of thing you'd use in a school or a library or something like that. Right, so anyway, that's the first thing I picked up. So £2 there. I thought that was a good buy for £2. Right, and now we're going into something which isn't quite my field, but at the prices, I thought I'd have a play. First thing we've got is that. Now, these next two items are, I presume, like amateur ham radio related. What I think this is like an aerial selector or something like that. Simple reason I bought it, it was £4. You can't buy these isolators for £4. They are quite really nicely made, probably vintage actually, by the brass and knurled screws on the top. High voltage isolators, and they're ideal for, you know, aerials and stuff like that. I believe that is an aerial mount on the back. Would probably have, I don't know, some form of aerial that actually is plugged in there. Again, we've got a ceramic isolator at the bottom, and that's really all I know about it. Like I said, I paid £4 for it, and I knew that they were worth more than £4. That's why I grabbed it. I'm not going to be using this. I've purely bought this to tear down for parts because it's got some really nice vintage looking indicators on it there. It's got some really nice isolators on it, a couple of nice binding posts, and I may even be able to do something with the box itself. I'm not sure yet, because it has got quite a lot of holes cut in it. I've got some banana plug sockets there again, which should be quite handy, quite useful. Shall we take it apart and have a look what's inside it? I don't expect there to be a huge amount inside this, apart from some switching. Oh, the other thing which is really cool, it's got a toggle switch on the front, but it's a momentary. You don't see them very often, because most momentary switches are a push button. That's I don't know whether it's push to make or push to break yet, or both. We'll find that when we get inside it. But like I said, for the money, there's loads of parts on this that I can salvage and repurpose for other things. I'll take the bottom off and we'll have a squiz inside it. And now I'm getting to the last one, and I'm just thinking, I think I'm taking the wrong thing off, because there's a screw there, and yeah, I'm undoing the wrong things here. There's a screw there, I think this is what will release the bottom. I think they were there to hold the feet on, because it looks like the feet have been glued on and they keep dropping off, and then someone thought, sod it, I'm going to put screws in. Come on. There we go. Get that out. Okay, what have we got inside then? Right, so we've got them 2 indicator lamps, and they are quite nice. We've got a big RS relay there on a relay base. Actually, that's the thing, these are really handy. I'll show you why. We'll pull this out actually. I'm not going to tear this all down in this. Oh no, it's going to be too tricky to get out. I don't know, it might come. Let's see. I think the captive, the fixings that they use on these. We're free. Whoever put this thing together did a reasonably good job on it. I think they wedged it in there. Yeah, I'd have to take the whole thing apart to get that out, but basically what we've got is we've got an octal valve socket, because that's what these relays use. Right, pull the relay itself out. Yeah, there we are. In fact, I can't because of that. Ah, yeah, I can get it out. Come on, out you come. I think there's just enough room to squeeze that out. There we are. And if we look, that's a standard octal valve socket. So basically in there what we've got is we've got a valve socket with screw terminals. So it's really handy for just mocking things up on a breadboard or on a bench, or playing with. Because you can just plug, you know, 6L6 or whatever valve you want in there, and you can literally wire it with point-to-point wiring with screw terminals. So those are quite handy, those are quite nice. I'll have to strip all this down in, like I said, in another video. That wasn't the intent of this video. I just wanted to show you what I picked up for, you know, for cheap. So I reckon that was worth £4 for all the parts that I can pull out of this thing. It's interesting. You must have supplied a volt. I wonder if it switched aerials automatically when you fed a voltage in, or something, you know, something like that. I'm guessing that's what this thing was set up for. We've got, that's wired in. That isolator there isn't actually wired to anything, it's just screwed down, it's got no connections. As well, we've got a connection coming out to there, and we've got a connection to there. So was that to tie a ground off? Did we have 2 aerials, one on there and then an external aerial screwed on there, and this, you know, it switched between them? That indicated which, you know, which aerial was active. I'm not sure. It obviously, because it's homebrew gear, someone had a good idea at the time and decided, yeah, that's how I'm going to do it. I'll stick that to one side, but yeah, I saw it for £4. Like I say, it's a nice little tear down thing. Plenty of useful parts in it. Put them to one side for now. And I'll show you the last device that I picked up. Again, same seller. And that is that. And what we've got here, this is a homebrew, I'm guessing, or from a magazine design or a kit or something. But we've got a 160 meter receiver, so this is a radio receiver specifically designed to receive the 160 metre band, which I believe is one of the amateur bands. I'm not a radio ham. Andy, my mate over at Vintage Electronics Repair, he is a radio ham. He's a licensed radio amateur, has a call sign and everything. I've never really gone into that type of stuff, but I don't mind doing a little bit of snooping. You know, I like listening to amateurs every now and again. I have my R155 receiver up in my office, which covers covers the amateur bands, covers a lot of the shortwave bands, and has sideband and BFO and things like that built into it, which I tend to use for listening if I do want to listen to that type of stuff. But again, this was £4, so at £4 I couldn't really say no. You know, it's something just to mess about with, see if I can get it playing. If not, it's either stick it on eBay and see if the radio amateur is interested in it, or pull it apart for the parts I can salvage off it. But I thought I'd get it just to have a fiddle with, really. From what I can see, we've got, I'm guessing they're the power connectors, and they could possibly be for an external speaker. It's been well designed, whoever designed this thing. So we've got an internal antenna there, then we've got an earth point, and we've got provision for an external antenna there. So I presume what you do, is that your earth, is you just swap between the two, although I can't see another output for an external. I don't know. I'm not sure how it's been set up, to be honest. But let's have a squiz inside it and see if we can actually figure out how to power it up and what voltage we're going to need to power it up. One thing I have noticed, unfortunately, is we've got tuning there, and that is completely seized. It won't turn at all. The control for the BFO, that works, and the volume control works. So we'll see. I'm not sure what to take off, whether to take that panel off or the back panel off. It is rather a nice little case, this. Again, it's one of them things that even if it's no use to me, I could probably reuse this case for another project, because it's all flat panels like that. Even though it's been drilled in places, it'd be a breeze just to make a new panel for there. The back's perfect. You've got a couple of holes in the side, but again, I could make new ones of them, or I could just put something in the hole. Now let's get the back off and let's have a proper squiz inside it. Nope, that's not coming off. I suppose we have to take the top off. I do have to take them out as well. I'm feeling they're fixed from the inside and probably hold a circuit board in. Let's put those back in just so it doesn't all fall apart. Let's try taking the front off and see if that'll get us inside. Hey, we're in. Oh wow, that looks kind of complex in there. Wow. I were expecting just to find like one little circuit board or something. Obviously that's not connected up. Perhaps that was an after. Oh, hang on, they've got a wire there, wire there. So I wonder if they went to that BFO control there. Looks like they've been using military surplus parts. We've got the little military arrow on there. 100k log pot. I'm guessing those two wires went to that. Have a look up here. I think I'm probably right. This is interesting. It's kind of like made up out of. I think this was possibly a kit, because the board in the back, right in the back there, is we've got silk screen on it. This is interesting. Yeah, so we've got a commercially made board in the back there, but then we've got another little board up here and another board there which have been tacked in, which are on perf boards. So those are, you know, homemade. It's a pity that that is absolutely seized solid. If I can get the knob off and see if I can get it to turn a little bit. And we get some pliers on the shaft and see if it'll. Because we aren't going to get enough purchase using that knob. It's only a plastic knob. There's no, I don't think it's got an insert in it or anything. So we try forcing it round with that. With a chance, we'll just break the knob. Got that corrosion on there. This has obviously been, you know, in a damp shed or somewhere similar for some time. I've got anything I can give it a little blast with? Perhaps free it off. A little bit of sewing machine oil here. Perhaps just give that a quick. And perhaps just try working it and see if we can get that to free off. Oof. Yeah, that is seized. That is really seized. Yeah, it's not. It's got a little cutout there for a flat, so I should be able to get a fair bit of purchase on that, and it ain't moving at all. That's seized solid. I'll let that oil see if it'll wick down there and do anything, but I'm not holding out that much hope that that's going to help. And it's also a shame that the end of the aerial's broken off, because that's quite a nice big long aerial on that. I wonder if it has got any signs of life, even though in the state that it's in. I don't expect it to work properly. We could try connecting it up to the bench power supply here and feed it. Well, start at, you know, 5 volts, then move up to 9 volts, move up to 12 volts, and see if we get any signs of life out of it. I've got my test speaker still here from messing with that record player, so I'm suspecting I'm right. I might be wrong, but I'm suspecting I'm right, that these are for a speaker. Now we need to connect a speaker up there to some. That should work. It's a bit janky doing it like that, but it should work. Connect it up to my bench power supply. Like that. And switch the bench power supply on. But I've got the voltage turned right down. Let me move that a little bit closer so you can perhaps just see. I've got the volume right, sorry, not volume, the voltage right down on that. Let's give it 5 or 6 volts. Ooh, there's something there. Probably not got enough of an aerial to get a signal, but obviously the amplifier section seems to be working. Unfortunately, like I said, I can't tune it because that tuning condenser is completely seized solid. I'll give it 10 volts. So we're halfway, you know, between 9 and 12, right? Yeah, so the amplifier section is definitely working. I'll try and connect that up. I'll touch it up, see if that makes anything fire up. Looks like maybe someone was trying, you know, it had a fault, someone was trying to fix it, and then... Oh. All I've done there, I shorted out the 2 wires that went to the pot there. I short them. Like I said, unfortunately, we can't tune it because that's... But that sounds like we're picking something up. What a shame I can't tune it. Oops. Yeah, what a shame we can't tune it. That's completely seized solid. Because there's a chance this might actually work. What I think I will do, rather than mess about with it for now, I will save this for another video. Because we might actually see if we can get this working properly. Like I said, obviously we've got an issue with that tuner there. It is absolutely seized solid. I suppose if I can't free it up, there's a chance I might have something that could replace it. I'd sort of kind of like to see if I could get this thing up and running rather than just pull it apart and strip it down for parts. Whoever built this was either using very old parts they had lying around, or this has got a bit of age to it, because we've got a Hunt's mould seal capacitor back there. Extra little IFs. It's quite intriguing, this. Like I said, we've got a commercially made board right at the back. I can see silk screen on it and everything. I don't know if you can make it out in the camera because it's right at the very, very back in there. But then we've got 2 homebrew boards in there. Then we've got various bits of tag strip with things dotted on them. So was it just a board someone bought and then adapted for their own, you know, for their own use to make it into this, or was it originally a kit and someone's thought, oh, that, you know, I can make that part better than they did, and made their own parts for it and added them in there? I don't know. It's quite intriguing, really. But yeah, that is basically what I picked up today at Smithfield car boot. Well, call it a car boot's not really right. It's not technically a car boot sale. It's a Sunday market where they have people, anyone can turn up with a stall. I mean, most stalls are commercial, you know, you can buy bedding and fruit and veg and pretty much everything like that. But there's also an element of it where you know, you can turn up your car and a load of junk and just use it as a car boot sale. And this actually the stuff that I bought today is someone that I've dealt with quite a few times, and he's a commercial trader. He's not one of the car boot lot. But it's, I don't know for certain, but it seems that what he does is he just goes around the auction houses and clears their junk out. And he piles it high and sells it cheap. That Bush record player that I showed in a previous video when I picked those 2 record players up, that came off him. And I paid a tenner for it. So, you know, you can get an idea that he knows what stuff's worth, but he also knows, you know, that we have to get it at a decent price when he's literally piling it up on big tables and selling it like that. And you get a real interesting variety of stuff on his stall, you know, old amateur radio gear. Even a few months ago I picked a, I haven't showed that on the channel yet, that's something for this summer when it's nice and when the weather's improved, but I picked a mini moto up off him for not very much money. I don't know what engine it's got in it and everything, but I'm going to play with it. Like I said, that's something for the summer, for when it's warmer, see if we can get that thing to start up and run. Anyway, actually I'm going to leave it there for now, because this video was literally just a quick look over, look at what I picked up today. And I spent 10 quid, and I got myself a disc box, which I wanted anyway, and a parts stripper for some useful little bits and bats. And another interesting little project for the future. I don't know when you'll see this on the channel again, but I'm pretty sure you will do, because I think we'll have a go at seeing if we can do something with it. It's certainly a nice, well-built piece of kit. I was initially thinking have a play with it and then reuse this case for another project or something, but it's too good for that. It's someone obviously put a lot of care and effort and work into actually building this thing and making it so compact and everything. It'd be a shame just to tear it apart, really. I think we should see if we can actually get it functioning again, and I might even use it down here if I just want to listen to some amateurs or what have you down in the workshop rather than up in my office. So anyway, I'm going to leave it there for now. I hope you enjoyed this little video, so I'll say thanks for watching and goodbye.